your eyes now, but I know there's always a way. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything much smoother again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. The connections might be tangled, the power source has lost its spark, but every wire tells a story, and I can mend what's torn apart. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. When the current isn't flowing, when the signals disappear, I'll be here with tools and patience, make the static crystal clear. Every cable, every circuit, every problem that you bring, I'll restore what time has broken, make the whole world sing. So don't you worry about tomorrow, don't you stress about today. I've got maintenance for your troubles, and I'll chase them all away. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and hearts so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. Hey, Daniel, everything's good as new. Hey, Daniel, I'll fix you up for you.
Well, welcome everybody to the show. I am your host, Daniel, and today is our Landlord Tenant Docket. So I don't know what's going to go on tomorrow. Usually a doctor's appointment lasts about an hour or so. If I get the people to come and pick, I'm going to play it by ear with tomorrow. I might schedule it for 5 o'clock. I might do something different. I don't know. But let's get started with the Landlord Tenant Docket. So let's make this bigger. I'm sure of it, John. I'll hear about it on the news.
And Mr. Freeman, how much is owing?
$26.30 rent, $275 in cost, $29.05.
$29.05. All right, folks, what do you have to say about that?
They just entered that price yesterday. That's not what we were supposed to pay. They just entered that yesterday. I thought it was $1,500 left over of what I was prepared to. We were supposed to pay. DHS was supposed to pay amount, and then I had $1,000 left over. So yesterday they added all that on there. Of the
What do you
move
mean
out.
they added all that on there?
That's after we moved out. They said damages of like trash and things like that, of milky not being returned and stuff like
So
that.
you vacated the premises?
Yeah, we are. Our lease ended on the 15th.
All right, so you're no longer in the premises.
Mm-mm.
All right, so the premises have been surrendered. And so you're disputing the money judgment portion of this
Yeah,
as the amount that you owe. Mr. Friedman, do you know anything about the adding of anything?
No, this is the rent, rent and only rent. I think she must be talking about security deposit situation, but this is not, this amount does not have anything to do with damages to the unit.
ask them, how do we owe that amount then? Because we paid 1,200. And when he adjourned it that week, when we was here last time, we paid
You
1,200.
paid 1,200 since then?
In July, we finished the 1,200.
Well,
That was,
in August, what did you pay?
I didn't know we had to pay because we were moving out the end of the lease. They informed me this week that it's not prorated because it's student housing. And so we owe August rent. So that would be 1095. So altogether, it would have been the 1,500 of what we owed left. That's why I'm confused on how it's $2,000 now.
On what?
On how it's, we owe, he said we owe 2,000 now. It was only 1,500 on the portal that they said that we owed. We only owed August rent because July,
I have never had 1,500. You owed 1,700 in July.
I paid 1,200.
When did you pay the 1,200?
Before we had came back. I can show my portal.
All right. So let me just do this here real quick. And how much was your monthly rent? 1095?
Yes.
All right. So even if I just ballpark these numbers, but you owe 1,100 for then August, right?
Yes.
And then there's going to be court costs, plus you would have had a 540 balance.
And then I gave them a check on the Friday that they adjourned court of $300.
This is only about the money judgment portion. What I'm going to do is I will adjourn this basically for a final settlement conference to what's my next day? To September 16th, 2025. That's in person. You bring proof of your payment, they'll bring us a ledger, and then I'll take a look at it, and we'll make a decision.
Thank
All right.
What
Thank
time
you.
is that, Your Honor?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Thank you. Have a good holiday.
Thank you. Okay, you too, sir. River Ridge versus Kaylee Hamill. Uh-oh, did I get that right?
You did.
Okay, I got it right, and I'd love to take credit for it. I would love to take credit, but somebody on the outside of the file scratched off the other name. So it was the only thing I could call. All right.
Thank you.
You did that?
I did.
Did you? All right. All right, where are we on this case?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Casey Matson at P87729 on behalf of plaintiff.
Good afternoon.
Your Honor, we show a balance remaining. The rent to retain is $1,573.00. Cost of $175.00 for a total of $1,748.00.
Okay.
Is that,
So there was about $1,000 payment made?
well, the 1,780 that I had with you guys, that was in
Hang on,
escrow.
hang on.
Escrow, yes.
And that may be. Have you received that?
Your Honor, I believe so. That I believe was applied to the balance on the 18th, which would have been shortly after the hearing.
And that was 1,780 total?
Correct.
Okay, so that was our escrow.
Right. So does that, the cost that you just stated, is that with September?
I see what you're getting at. Because last hearing when we were here, The number I was given was 2885, and that was on the 15th of August. And so then you would have received the 1780, which should have put us around 1,000.
Right.
Yes, Your Honor, I do see it. I read off what was the previous judgment amount. So the total balance now is $1,155.
$1,155. That sounds more like it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I spoke with the gentleman from the Breeze program at Michigan Works. I can pick up the check on Tuesday because of course everything's closed Monday. And it's 2 months worth of rent, so it would cover that plus some.
Gotcha.
But I can't pick it up until Tuesday. But in full transparency, I have a clinical rotation from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. that day, and I don't think they'll be open after. So I can pick it up Wednesday and it will be dropped off before 5 p.m. if
Okay, and
that's okay.
some of that money is gonna go towards your September rent, right?
Like $75, but I will pay the rest of it the same day, like the rest of September rent. Does that make sense?
No. But I think I get you. You're gonna bring that check from that program,
Right.
plus you have additional funds that you're going to
Correct.
apply.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, so that we can do it this way. I'm gonna grant a judgment for possession, and I'll explain why I'm gonna do that. Grant a judgment for possession for that amount of the 1155. All right?
Mhm.
That's finding no tribal issue after hearing. And with a writ date of September 8th, which would be the statutory period. So basically what I've done is I've locked the August thing, not including anything regarding September.
Okay.
You just need to pay this 1155, that gets rid of this case, and then you're just paying September.
What's the 8th? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't know.
So you were talking next week, which was gonna be like the second, third.
Right, yes.
But you get a 10-day period to do it this way.
Perfect.
All right, that
Thank you.
works. All right, Ms. Hamel. You take care, have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Silo Farms versus Frank Loy.
PC Matson, P87729 on behalf of plaintiff.
Excuse me?
Mr. Lloyd is not present, and this is a motion.
It's a motion to demolish the mobile home. Is that correct, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, this is a motion to demo the manufactured home on site. There was a previous default judgment awarded in this case and subsequent order of eviction, which was executed. Defendant hasn't made any contact with any intentions to remove or sell the home, and the rental balance has not been paid.
Defendant having failed to appear and having heard the merits of plaintiff's motion, the motion to demolish home is granted. And I will sign that order.
Thank you, Your Honor. Did you have a proposed order in your file?
Absolutely.
Thank
You guys
you.
are always very good about that. All right, thank you. Sile Farms versus Antoine Bailey. There he is.
That's on behalf of plaintiff.
Simple. I only pay $10 a month for my internet connection. Fast, unlimited, anywhere. Have you heard about Ryoko?
Your name?
Antoine Bailey,
Okay. And what do you have as his balance?
1277.
We have the total balance, including the court costs, is $1,277.68.
All right. How are you gonna get that paid, young man?
I have it taken care of. She know what I have to do.
I'm sorry?
I have it taken care of. We agreed that I have it paid by the 8th.
By the 8th?
Correct.
All right, so then what I'm gonna do then is I'm going to I'm gonna grant a judgment for possession, finding no tribal issue after a hearing. for the total amount of the 1277.68 with the writ date after the 8th or the 8th thereafter. All right? Okay. Can I say?
Copy of it?
Pardon?
Can I get a copy of it?
The judgment will come through. You can get a copy of it on Tuesday.
All right, thanks, man.
Okay?
Appreciate
Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Thank-
Means this number's gonna change.
Yeah, come September is definitely gonna change. It's gonna go back up.
So your belief that they may be willing to work out something with her? Or-
We don't do a long-term payment plan, Your Honor.
Pardon?
We normally don't do long-term payment plans, and so she's gonna be at 3927.18. We come back next month, there's an extra $1,200 she has to get.
Well, to my knowledge, I had spoke with the account manager at Evergreen. She told me that my September rent was already added on there. So it's probably already at the 3,900 something, to my knowledge.
But not, right, that it may have been added on, but not in the figure that I was given.
Right.
Yeah.
It's on her ledger, but it's not part of.
Part of what they,
Yeah.
the number that you.
So she'll be at 3927 next week.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do, young lady. I'm gonna find that there's no tribal issue after a hearing in this matter. I'm gonna grant them a judgment and I'll explain why.
Okay.
Judgment for possession for the total amount of 2750.74. I will extend the order of eviction date out a week, so it would be September 15th.
Okay.
All right. Try to give you time to try to figure out how you're gonna come up with this. If I adjourn it out, I'm gonna be about the same spot, but
Mhm.
it's gonna be a higher number.
Okay.
So if you can get this number, then that can save your tenancy. And then you need to work toward September. So,
Okay. All right,
got it?
that's fine.
You-
Yep.
You understand what I'm doing?
Mhm.
Okay. And ma'am, you understand why your case got called first, right?
I'm assuming it's because I was here early.
That,
Yeah,
and
I was here
I
for
will
an hour.
just tell you, they let me know that you were here early and they said she has been out there. They told her she could walk around, she could do whatever she wanted to do. And, oh, by the way, Judge, I think she's pregnant. And so,
I am.
so
Me too.
that's why I called yours first too, Mr. Fink. All right, that's why, part of the reason we got you out of here. They were
Okay.
they were yelling at me back there. So it was horrible.
Okay, no,
All right.
thank you.
You have a great weekend, young lady. Court calls case of Avalon Housing versus Alicia Tate.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jill Bauer here on behalf of Ms. Tate, who's also present.
Please think of the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Your Honor, myself and Ms. Engen have really tried to resolve this case, but we discovered it's a recertification issue. I have a FOIA into MSHA. Unfortunately, RPI was not able to provide me with any documents. But I also made an RA request this week, and those tend to move a lot faster. So we just need a little time to figure this out. And then once we can determine if her rent was properly calculated, I do have applications in for her with Emergency Housing Fund already. They're just waiting for the right number to finish processing it.
All right. Is that your understanding, sir?
Your Honor, I never dealt with what Ms. Bauer says in terms of the facts. And we are willing to do a COD, but I don't see any reason not to adjourn it for a couple of weeks to see if she can make progress before we do that.
All right.
And if nothing else, we can come up with a COD that.
Yeah,
will
Ms.
allow
Engen
for
and I
adjustment.
we are really communicating frequently on this one and trying
All right.
to figure it out. Your Honor, I'm going to be out of the country in 2 weeks, so if we could go 3 weeks, I would appreciate it.
The 19th.
That works for me.
It'll work on this Avalon case, Your Honor.
All right. September 19th, 2025, 2 p.m.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, Ms. T.
Avalon Housing versus Vicky Bennett. And Crossing 2 versus Irvine Weatherspoon.
James Sink for the plaintiff.
Your Honor, Jill Bauer, on behalf of Ms. Weatherspoon, we have excellent news to report to the court. We have received funding for 100%. I have commitment letters from 2 funders, and so we're just waiting for those funds to be sent to plaintiff.
Has that information been sent to the plaintiff? Or-
There you go.
No, it's okay.
Kind of multitask for these days.
I will tell you, Your Honor, while Mr. Fink is looking, we discussed a 3-week adjournment, and we think that the case will be dismissed before that because the funds will probably be received.
Her facts are generally correct, but not always complete. She was discussing the 3-week adjournment. I was talking about 2. And
Well, I would
All right,
say
go
if you have the commitment letters, the motion that you sent in indicated that the balance could be cleared in 2 weeks. So.
thank you,
Turn this matter to September 12th, 2025.
Your Honor, I'm going to be in Europe on that date.
Everybody in your office will be in Europe?
Well, Your Honor, we're very short-handed right
No,
now.
you're
we have a.
No, you're not.
I
The
don't know what
legal
she's worried
services,
about.
they're all over the place.
And Ms. Weatherspoon is an Ypsilanti Weatherspoon. I don't think anybody thinks I'm gonna do something untoward to her.
And me either, so.
Listen up, parents. Want to start building generational wealth and happiness for your children in less than 10 minutes?
I'm gonna set it on the 12th at 1 p.m. See if we get taken care of. All right, you take care. Have a good weekend. Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Keisha Franklin.
Jill Bauer on behalf of Ms. Franklin, Your Honor, who is also present.
Right. Where are we on this?
Your Honor, we're still trying to schedule an inspection of the stove. We think that the information from the inspection could be very helpful in settling the case. So we're asking for another adjournment until that can take place.
Who's going to inspect the stove?
We found an electrician who's willing to do it on behalf of Ms. Franklin.
So when's that gonna happen?
Well, we reported that back to the court last time we were here, and we have been trying to get a date and time to inspect the stove, and we just haven't been provided with one yet.
Can we just set it for a trial and hopefully the rest of the stuff will be done by then?
Final settlement conference, September 16th, 2025. 9 a.m. That's in.
Your Honor, I'm going to be in Europe on that day, and I really am the person that needs to be here for that hearing.
They're called summary proceedings, Your Honor.
No, I'm not going all the way to the end of the month. This was supposed to, the last adjournment we were here, they were supposed to, what's the holdup on the inspection? Yes, ma'am.
I called and asked them where was the stove. They had no idea. And they said, I asked them why they didn't give my lawyer a date, and they didn't have no idea either. And they knew that last time we went. That's why we adjourned it to now.
So somebody's got to find this stove to inspect?
They should have it.
Oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up. All right, I'll make it the 19th. And
Still a final settlement conference?
no, it's gonna have to, I'm gonna put it on this docket, but I can give a quick final settlement conference if we don't have things going.
Okay.
September 19th, 2025, 2 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, and Your Honor, just for the record, I'm sorry, Ms. Franklin paid her escrow. She wanted you to know that.
Thank you.
So I still come and put it in for this month coming?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you tell me how much is in escrow?
It was ordered that she pay $55.
Yeah.
The receipt shows
And then you still
$55.
get on the first.
She's gonna
Yes.
pay 110, next week, probably the second, because the first is off.
That makes sense.
Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Kristen Benson. What's your name?
Kristen Vincent.
All right. And what is plaintiff's claim in this case? Well, he looks for the number. Did you get the 1,000 paid?
So no, I got a call from Miss Ballard last week, and she gave me a different amount that was owed, which was $1,862. So I did get notified from Friends Indeed that they would give me 500, and from Peace Neighborhood Community 500 from them. So that would have been close enough to get to where I was on a payment plan. She sent me a letter they put a letter on my door that following week telling me that I had to pay again 2301 within 3 days or be out. So I was very confused. I couldn't get in contact with her until just yesterday around 4:30 p.m. when she sent me basically everything, like almost like a ledger of everything that I owe and that the amount is correct. So now I have to basically reapply with the Friends in Need for the amount, because it was a certain amount that I had to get to get the assistance from them. But when she gave me the lower amount, that's what I thought I had to reach. So it was just a mix up, but I did come up with the 500 that was needed. I just haven't been able to drop it off. Just heard from her yesterday, just getting clarification on what was going on.
So you have 500 that you can pay to the landlord?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
My note says she's gonna pay 600 today and then we're gonna work on a COD. So I think a 2-week adjournment makes sense.
Okay.
That work for you, ma'am?
Sure.
September 12th, 2025.
Okay.
1 p.m.
Now, if this is done before then, I don't have to come back.
Well, you want to see me?
Yes.
Do you want to put MCR 4.201J on the record?
I'll put that on there right now. Ma'am, if it ends up in a conditional order of dismissal, from the time that I sign it, you have 3 business days in which to think about that. If you believe that there's some right you didn't assert, some confusion on your part, or some mistake that you've made, you'd have to file a motion with the court within 3 days of my signing that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Understand that?
Yes.
All right. Fine.
Thank you.
You don't want to see me? Bye. No.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Court does call the case of Hamilton Crossing 1 versus Christina Franks Hatter.
These gloves can withstand 1,340-degree flames, broken glass, and razor-sharp blades.
James Singh for the plaintiff.
Hello. What's your...
Christina Franks Hatter.
All right.
Her total is 936.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's his father, Tommy Hatter. That's their brothers.
All right. So how are you going to get this paid?
Tanisha granted me the COD from last time on the 15th when I came from Strong Future.
I got a note that says we'll do a COD, so
And so I have $75 on me today from Chase to put.
give it to me, I'll lose it.
All right. You have a COD there?
No, I don't have one, but we'll do one.
Okay. So I'll adjourn this out a couple weeks to the 12th.
email
Let's
address.
give you time to get that in.
Spelling counts.
2025 at 1
It's my
p.m.
first and last name.
Yeah.
iCloud.
Just in case you can't.
Do you want to give her 4.201, Jay? Thank you.
So ma'am, I'm adjourning your case out to the 12th. There's going to be a COD prepared and be able to look it over and sign it. Okay, I wouldn't sign it if you don't understand it, but I'm going to advise you since there will be basically an order, you're not represented by counsel. You would have 3 business days after my signing to file a motion. If for some reason you believe that there's a right you didn't assert, some confusion on your part or some mistake, you have 3 business days.
Apologize to everyone. We're a couple minutes late, about 7. I had a meeting in Three Rivers. Mr. Duck was at the same meeting, but he got back faster than I did. And that was far to drive. All right, we'll just get right to it here. All right, Ms. Hooley, thank you for your patience. You're our 115 case. Attorney Haddad, you're here on the Riverside Townhouses cases?
That is correct, Judge.
And their manager is here. Fortunately, the next 2 are dismissals, so it's going to catch us up a little bit, but let's take up Ms. Hooley. She's here for our 115 case. It's entitled Riverside Townhouses versus Heather Hooley. The file number is 251662LT. Let me make my notes here. Meg Bauer from Legal Aid is coming. She was at the same meeting I was at. And she's got to make her way back here to Centerville. Ms. Kalmbach, the manager, is also here. This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent case, Ms. Hooley. It seems that we've been through this before recently, but the law requires that I advise you of your rights as a tenant in a landlord tenant case. You have the right to hire an attorney if you cannot pay for one. You may see if legal aid can represent you or seek other legal representation. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you want a jury trial, you must tell the court at this first appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days filing the jury demand form and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the court waives it for your inability to pay it. If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent, you may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, a local coordinated entry agency, a housing assessment and resource agency, federal help for homeless veterans if you are a veteran. And that information should have come with the original court packet that was sent to you with the summons and complaint. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation. If both parties are interested, the court can help set that up. Or if you can resolve the case with a mutual agreement, the case could be subject to a conditional order of dismissal, which would be prepared by the attorney. All right, rent is $868 per month, which seems like that must be market rate. I'm not sure if that's accurate. Ms. Kalmbach, this is market rate.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Haddad, what's the current arrearage?
Your Honor, I'm showing rent to retain of $1,060. Attorney fees of $185.80 for a total redemptive amount of $1,245.80.
All right, Ms. Hooley, what's your response?
I'm just saying that I did give him $700 and that was towards August rent, and I owe $194 towards August plus 868. So I'm agreeing with them that I owe about 1,068 or 1,060. And I just asked if they would work with me, and I will try to get this paid within the next 3 weeks.
All right, well, we can maybe make that happen. The law requires that I adjourn this matter at least 7 days, which takes us to next Friday. That would be, next Monday, September 15th. We're quite full. I think I can set this for 2:15. I don't think I have any other Riverside cases, but can you make that work, or someone from your firm, Ms. Haddad?
Yes, Your Honor, we can make that work.
All right. Now, Ms. Hooley, I think I said we went through this before. That adjourns at 7 days. You'd get 10 additional days, which would take it to September 25th to allow you to pay the rent or be subject to being evicted. And that gets us near the end of the month. So my suggestion is always that you stay in contact with your manager, let her know what your intentions are. The fact that you just paid $700 shows good faith on your part. And I think you'd like to keep your tenancy. All right, so that'll give us a week. And then another 10 days beyond that. So we'll take a look at this next Monday at 2:15. All right, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, here's where we get caught up a little bit. Riverside Townhouses versus Raekwon Hunter. I have an order of dismissal that is filed 251663 LT. That usually means they paid or they moved. It's dismissed without prejudice. Ms. Kalmbach, did they pay or move?
You paid, Your Honor.
All right, those are the best kind. Next, our 125 case is Riverside Townhouses versus Keithia Longs. She had a previous case. That's also a dismissal without prejudice. And hopefully she paid also. She did last time.
She did pay.
All right. Just a question. I don't know if you were apprised of this. There's a housing meeting in Three Rivers this Wednesday at Presbyterian Church at 5:30. I didn't know if they included managers like that. I'm not sure who's coming to this thing. The Housing Task Force put it on. I just heard about it on the radio. Do you have any awareness of that?
Yes, they sent me an email.
Okay. And I guess they're going to have some of the funding providers there, and maybe that'll be helpful. But your complex does a lot of business there. All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Haddad. Maybe I'll see if you draw the short straw again and get sent to Centerville, but
I believe I have a 2 p.m.
Oh, do you?
It's with Village Manor.
Oh, okay.
So I can just log off and log back in during that time.
Right, that's fine.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Dutka, we're back on schedule. In fact, we're a little early.
Yes, yes, sir.
We got Alicia Klein versus Kenneth Plumley. Maybe he went to Duke. And this is a termination of tenancy, so we don't need to calculate any money. We just need to wait.
Yes, sir.
Meg Bauer has made it here. She's actually live person in the courtroom today. If we need consultations, we can put her in the conference room.
I'm a little embarrassed, though. You both made it here before I did.
Well, Bob didn't have as far to go as you did. Plus, he drives really fast.
I cheated, Judge.
He's got a Lincoln, so he No, he only had about a mile to go, but,
So,
that's kind of an arcane topic, but, the speaker is probably one of the experts on it. There may be people that could benefit from having seen it, but, interesting. That doesn't really apply to me, but you may be representing clients that got foreclosed and you know where to look.
yeah, but I really appreciated his presentation. I thought it was a lot of, I thought he did a really good job putting all of that information in short and accessible.
Well, you got the time chart, you got the forms, you got the ICL article. If one of these comes into the office, which I'm assuming it must from time to time,
Yeah, we do get
you
them.
got a place to start.
Yeah, he's worked with Rebecca on a few cases.
Yeah.
I've not had any, but kind of as he said, I think most of the time we're able to resolve them with the treasurer.
That's the goal, and that's commendable. At least in our county, I can't speak for everyone. The goal is to help people avoid foreclosure. In some counties, maybe they're looking forward to it, but in our county, I know our treasurer does an excellent job of, like he said, calling the people on the heirs. Their company actually inspects the property, photographs it.
Yeah, we have.
All right.
A good relationship here, Cass County. I haven't heard much about Kalamazoo County, interestingly.
Was that door locked?
It was, yeah.
It slips. It backslide. Did you unlock it?
Yeah, I'm working on it right
Well,
now.
I got the key right here.
I got one.
All right. I've got some 145 couple hearings that I have just one. All right, well, we're sitting here waiting for the clock to tick.
It was nice though that Lucas had context on some of the sale and purchase, I guess, numbers and information.
Well, that Oakland County case was really egregious, the one that changed the law. It was a very large foreclosure for a very small amount of like $89 or something. Really overreaching.
Yeah, there might have been, surely there's more context to that case.
Well, yeah, but as you heard, the Supreme Court made the same ruling. It's an unconstitutional taking. All right, well, made for Mr. Plumley, that's our 135. Then we have a general civil matter at 145, and then we pick up with some more second hearings with Village Manor and Meadow Lane. Mr. Kuipers enjoyed it so much here this morning, he thought he'd come back here this afternoon.
Yes, Judge, I'm here for 145.
Well, I don't know who this is. Well, that's good because that client is here early. I'm going to call Mr. Dutka's case. Then we can do yours early, Mr. Kuipers. The client is here. There she is.
Perfect.
All
Thank
right. This is file number 251698LT. It's entitled Alicia Klein versus Kenneth Michael Plumley. Mr. Robert Dutka is here for Alicia Klein. This is filed as a termination of tenancy case. It became a month-to-month tenancy in July of 2025. The notice to quit was served on July 10th. The defendant is not here. Let's call. This morning, for the first time in many times, I didn't call. and the client was out in the hall. This time I'm looking for a Kenneth Michael Plumley. All right, thanks. Bye. All right, as I indicated, this is termination of tenancy. Defendant has failed to appear. Mr. Docket has provided a judgment. Are you going to ask for a default?
Yes, sir, please.
Let me check my service. Was personally served. All right, today is the 8th. 10 days from today is September the 18th. No money judgment is entered at this time. The appeal date is also the 18th of September. When we look at the proof of service, sometimes there's some insight from Sergeant Morse as to what's going on. He served him there at that property. So that's all I know, and he isn't here. He's subject to being evicted in 10 days. So I've signed your default judgment, and
Thank you.
I'm good to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And when we get him out, I know we'll probably have to reschedule the hearing on the supplemental complaint, but take it as it goes.
Well, you could ask, I don't have the numbers, so yeah, you're right. We'll have to have a hearing on the supplemental complaint. I did check that you guys had paid for that. That's something her dad never did. He had just let it go, and but she's been inclined to ask for the supplemental damages, which is fine with us.
Yeah. That's the first one I've had in a long time that has asked for supplemental damages.
Okay, we're good to go.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, we're going to shift gears for a minute to our general civil docket. Jesse Ratchulowski is here, and Matthew Kuipers is here for the plaintiff. The title of this case is Glen Oaks Community College versus Jesse Ratchulowski. She's from Quincy, and she's here by Zoom. Matthew Kuipers is here. He's all over the place, but here he's appearing on behalf of the Velo Law Office in Grand Rapids, who represents Glen Oaks. We had a pretrial set for this for August 11th, and Lee Meldy appeared, but Ms. Ratchulowski did not. And I think she may have been confused because she got two dates. She got a pretrial date and a summary disposition date. So today is the date for the hearing on the motion for summary disposition. So we simply continued the matter until today, and she is here. And I think sometimes when people get two notices, they think the second one swallows up the first one. So that's not an ideal way for us to do it. Anyway, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Ms.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Trying to find my face sheet. Just go to the complaint. This is a complaint for $1,454 plus, I guess, cost, interest, and attorney fees for some issues regarding tuition and costs at Glen Oaks Community College. Ms. Ratchulowski, they filed what's called a motion for summary disposition. which kind of explains itself, but it is complicated. They filed this lawsuit back in February. It was served on you sometime in the spring, and you filed a written letter on May 7th, which we accepted as an answer. You're claiming that you were given some sort of a disability because you had some significant health issues. They filed this motion contending that that is not a valid defense and that the money is due and owing. Mr. Kuipers, do you wish to speak to your motion any further?
Your Honor, I'm happy to elaborate further if required. However, the motion pretty much speaks for itself. It's simply an action for past due tuition. The documents attached to the exhibit lay out the responsibility by the defendant to pay the tuition, and I believe the defendant's answer essentially admits that he would owe this, just claimed a hardship. Inability to pay. I don't really see any genuine issue material fact here, and I would request that the judgment be granted for MCR 2.116C9C10. I'd further elaborate that Exhibit A to the motion is a request to admit that were sent out, looks like May 22nd to date. There's been no response, so those would be deemed admitted under the court rule. So for that reason as well, there's no real issue of material fact here.
Well, she sort of contends that they told her they were going to excuse it. It isn't quite clear. I had a medical emergency. My understanding, if it happened earlier, I would not have been charged. So the period passed for.
Right, and that was laid out on the motion. I believe the drop period ended September 10th, 2021. That was Exhibit 2. And there was notices provided to the defendant. Those were attached as Exhibits 3 about the drop date. And I believe the defendant did not drop the classes, or at least the defendant attended till October 27th. There is evidence of that attached as Exhibit 5. So.
Ms. Ratchulowski, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
So I guess I'm just confused in general because I went to sign up for classes and they told me that I couldn't until this loan was paid. And when I talked to somebody at the college, they told me if I gave them the evidence of me dying, having my heart surgery, and being diagnosed with my autoimmune condition, that they were going to forgive the loan. I did all of that. I turned all of that in, and then I have not heard from them again until I got the notice for all of this stuff that's happening now. So I guess that's kind of where my confusion is, because to my understanding, it was going to be forgiven if I had turned in all that evidence.
Well, who is they that you talked to?
It was the receptionist for the dean of admissions at Glen Oaks. I don't remember her name. I have a really hard time with memory due to, I died 3 times, so I don't remember her name, unfortunately.
Well, apparently they didn't do that. He set that out in the brief. I'm not sure whether that person even had the authority to forgive such a debt. And no one disbelieves that you had these medical issues. The drop date was September 10th, and you attended into October. So at that point, the tuition had not been paid. You attended in October. And frankly, it seems like they ought to have a policy that if you had a serious medical emergency during the semester and were unable to attend to complete the class, they'd either give you an incomplete or something. But apparently that's not the case. So you've tried to re-register at Glen Oaks. They won't let you re-register unless you pay this.
Correct. I had planned on finishing my practicum and then continuing with my nursing degree. However, I did not, I guess that's why I was never notified that it wasn't forgiven, I suppose, because I never went through with my plan. I had just gotten diagnosed with my autoimmune disease and they put me on a medication where I was literally projectile vomiting without any warning for 8 months because of this medicine and my body getting used to it and whatnot. So I was not comfortable going anywhere, to be honest, while that was happening. So I just never attempted to re-register.
So this stayed on the books for several years, and then they sent it to Velo Law Firm and they filed this lawsuit. So yes, whether I like it or not, it does appear they're entitled to summary disposition. You've acknowledged the debt. You did not withdraw within the drop date. You had significant medical problems, but they chose not to forgive. And now they're suing you regarding the debt. I was looking to see whether I have a judgment in here. Are you able to make any sort of payment on it?
Unfortunately, no. I have a current disability case open due to my inability to work because of the complications of all that is me and all of my health issues. I also have tears in both of my hips from a domestic violence assault. So I unfortunately am unable to work full time.
You have what in each of your hips? Repairs?
Labral tears.
Okay.
I can barely stand to do dishes and cook dinner for my family at this point. We're looking at double hip surgery right now.
Why? Today sure has been a day of people with hardship all through the day. Mr. Kuipers, I'm not finding a judgment in here. Do you see one?
If I had one, it doesn't. Let's see.
Well, let's calculate the amount.
I have the totals, Your Honor. It's 1,454 is the complained for amount, filing and service costs, or filing and service of 160, statutory attorney fee of 75. So the total I have is $1,689 even.
All right, Ms. Ratchulowski, fortunately, if you don't have any money, it's not fortunate, but this isn't huge. This is the kind of debt that could be repaid on some sort of monthly installment payment. I had people this morning with $19,000 worth of debt, $14,000 worth of debt at 25.5%, 29.5% interest rate. But it just made a finding that they've met their burden of proof for a judgment under the summary disposition rule, which is 2.116 C9 and C10. That doesn't mean a lot to you as a layperson, but it is in the brief. What it means is there is no material issue of fact. You've certainly stated hardship, but it's not a legal defense. So they may still be able to work with you. Maybe they've got some sort of hardship or compassion thing at the school. But by the actual letter of the contract, you'd started the class. I think maybe they thought at some point you'd reapply and maybe they would excuse it. You never reapplied. They didn't excuse it. They turned it over for collections. And what someone verbally told you over the top of a desk doesn't amount to a hard and fast commitment by the school. So, Mr. Kuipers, I would ask that you would email me a summary disposition judgment.
Will do, Your Honor.
Are you still on Broughton Street in Quincy?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now, what I would suggest you do, I would perhaps continue to try to press your case with the school, take it to a higher level on a receptionist at a desk. But I would also encourage you to try to set up a payment plan, even if it's $25 a month, something to make a dent on this debt. Maybe if you get a lump sum disability, you could use some of that to pay this off. Sounds like you've got many issues, and we've had a lot of it all day today with people just trying to get by, and you're doing the best you can. All right, I find that you owe $1,554 as the damages, costs of $160 and the statutory attorney fee of $75 for a total of $1,689. All right, do you have any questions?
I guess my only question is how would I set up that payment plan?
I can put you in a breakout room right now with Mr. Kuipers to discuss that if you'd like to.
Yes, please.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. I'll see you again. All right. I think when I click the button, you just hit the button that says join.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Meg, you weren't here this morning, but everybody had a sad tale of woe that was legit. One lady was barely getting by, and one guy got in a truck accident, and they each got involved with debt consolidation companies that made them worse off than where they started, and they owe a substantial amount of money that they were just not going to be able to pay.
Did I hear you say 30%?
29.9% on a credit card, a PayPal credit card.
Oh, what state?
I didn't look at the card because I thought the highest was 24.99, but apparently
I just started looking at the usage.
some state apparently is 29.5. Under the full faith and credit section of the Constitution, if one state has an exorbitantly high credit card and the credit card companies elect to incorporate in that state, all the other states are bound by that interest rate. Well, welcome back, Ms. Haddad. We got 5 minutes to go. Welcome, Mr. LeBray.
Thank you, Your Honor. A pleasure to see you as always.
Thank you. We'll let the clock tick a little bit. Your cases are at 2:10 and 2:15.
Correct. And my witness will be here in about 5 to 8 minutes.
All right, I'll just put you in the waiting room.
Fine.
You all set?
Yeah, Your Honor, we haven't come to a payment arrangement. I took some information down. I believe the defendant actually left, but I figured I'd let the court know. My hope is something will get worked out. I just can't agree to it right now.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
P8 4927. Well, while we're waiting, let's see if we can break down what the current arrearage is. What do we know here?
Judge, are we talking about my case?
Yeah, Village Market versus Winfrey.
All right, I am showing rent to retain of 1,294. Attorney fees and costs of $200.50 for a total redemptive amount of $1,494.50.
All right. Yeah, it's gone up. We were at 1,070.50, but that was in August.
Correct.
So going to September, another month's rent is due.
Correct. Oh, you know what, Judge? I want to make sure I gave you the, oh, yep, I did. I gave you the correct information. Just making sure I'm not getting two of them mixed up.
The last time Ms. Cousineau, the manager, was here, we'll see whether she's back. Rent is $424 per month. So that's essentially $424 more than we discussed last week. So the numbers seem to be pretty much on the money.
Okay.
Here's Ms. Cousineau.
I want to make sure, Judge, that the amount, it looks like it's rent to retain. I think the breakdown that the office gave me was incorrect, Judge. I believe the total is $1,294. That includes $200.50 in attorney fees and costs. So that would be.
Let's add it up. It was 870 plus 424 for September equals 1,294 plus 250 cents. That's what we had last time. Ms. Cousineau, can you confirm that?
My letter is 1,294 and it does not have legal fees.
Yeah, that's rent. Rent was 870. If we had 424, which would be September's rent, that gives us 1,294. And
if I might just ask my client, when was the last payment that was made? Was there a payment made subsequent to September 1st?
She made one payment of 194 and then another payment of 30.
So 194 and then $30. That was after September rent had accrued, correct?
Yes, that was on the 5th.
we need to amend that number then. 1,294 minus 194, that's an odd number.
Yeah.
Equals 1,100 minus 30 would be 1,070 plus $200.50 will be 1,270.50. She is not here. Let's call. She was here last time. So, Ms. Cousineau, you agree with those numbers? We subtracted $224 from the total. List I'm looking for not Oprah, Jacqueline Winfrey. All right, thank you. they're not here. I don't believe I have a judgment.
I have the judgment, Judge. I really just need to clarify the numbers. If I could just ask my client with Village Manor, what is the total that you show on your ledger as of today's date?
As of today's date, my ledger shows $870.
Okay, so your ledger shows $870. That does not include attorney fees and costs of $250, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the new numbers would be 870 plus 200. So it would be 870 plus the $200.50, which would equal $1,070.50. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Wanted to
All
clarify.
right, now that doesn't match what I was told. Through August, rent was $870 in arrears, plus $250. That got us $1,070.50. We now add September's rent, which should be $424 added to $870, which would take us to $1,294. And then I subtract $124 is what you said was paid since September 1st. And I get 1,000, my number's not right, 1294 minus 124 equals 11,070 plus 200.
I believe the amounts that my client indicated that were paid was, you said 194 and then $30?
Yep, she paid 194 and then she paid the 30.
Okay, so Judge, the amount that was paid is 194 plus 30, so that would take us to
220.
Is that two? Okay, that looks like 200. So it's $224 that was paid. Okay.
All right, I'll go with your figure. It's lower than mine. So if you say it's 870 through September, I'll go with that. So you're satisfied with that?
Yes, Judge, we are satisfied with those numbers.
870 through September. Plus $200.50 equals 1,070.50.
Correct.
Sadat, I'd ask you to email me that judgment.
I can go ahead and do that as soon as we get off of Zoom, Judge. Can I just verify? Can you just indicate what email address you'd like this email to?
Yes, it's on the notice, but it's 3B civil at stjosephcountymi.gov.
Okay, I will submit that as a default judgment, Judge, with the September 18th writ date, correct?
September 18th for the writ and the appeal.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I will do so.
All right, thank you. I think we sort of got it figured out, but all right, I'll see you next time.
Yes, Judge, have a good one.
Have a good something. All right. This is a tough one.
Here we are. Make sure that he can see you. So come close. You're right here, and I want you to begin the screen. Can they see you all right?
Good afternoon, everyone. Ms. Henline, can you see me?
Is she here?
She's here. Rita, can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go. All right, this is a return to file number 251514LT. It's entitled Meadow Lane versus Rita Henline. We went through this back in 2024. Ms. Henline owns her own trailer. She was substantially behind in lot rent and somehow it was reconciled. Now we're in 2025 and we're in the same circumstance. Through August, the lot rent was $6,000 $269.33 in arrears. We now have additional late fees and lot rent fees. What's the current arrearage?
The current amount, including sewer, water, late fees, lot rent, is service of process. All of those numbers totaled $9,024.70.
All right. Now, we can't just throw the spaghetti at the wall and see if it'll stick. We got to break it down. How much is lot rent?
$378.
The total amount, let's see, where did we start with lot rent? Then I'll just re-add them for the last few months. Where were we in June? Because I am happy as a clam to get that number correct. Will we find the complaint? Summons. Complaint.
$7,190.96. Sorry, that's not correct. $7,265.96.
What is that number?
7,000 in
From when?
June.
No, the complaint that we have is rent alone for June was $6,010.14 for just for rent, nothing else.
So I need to add August, July.
So 601. Let me mark this down because otherwise I'll foul it up. 14. And then how much is it a month?
$378.
And so we have July, August, and September times 378. It's 2, 4, 77, 3, 11, 34, 14, 4, 4, 1, 7. I have, Your Honor, for rent alone, $7,144.14.
All right. Then how much are utilities?
She was not charged utilities in May, June, July, or August. So no utilities.
No additional utilities.
$25 a month per month to month.
There was an arrearage on in June of $1,255.82. I think after that, right?
Correct.
But that's no utilities afterwards are being charged.
All right. And how much are the late fees?
$50 a month.
No. Is that right? $50? Wow.
Actually, the $50 a month late fees was included in the $1255.82. So
this shouldn't be this hard. This should
it
be
always
in advance.
This
Just give
form
them a
is-
lump sum of how much they owe when they have a hard time determining what it is. Needs to be broken down into rent, utilities, and late fees. And one company was trying to charge $100 a month late fee, which I disallowed. I'm not gonna allow a $50 late fee on a lot. I'm not sure what's in the lease. Let's take a look. Anyway, let's see what's in the lease. Late charges, $50 per month. All right, so your contention is the amount due is $9,024.70.
Correct. That includes the filing fees, attorney's fees,
No,
you everything.
keep making my job harder than it has to be.
I would
Court
like
costs
to make
are-
it simpler.
Let's figure out court costs. 130 is the filing fee. The service fee is $39.44. And the attorney fee is $75. Equals $239.44. So let's add those three numbers up. 7144.14 plus 125582 plus 239.44 equals, that's not right, 7144.14 plus 125582 plus 239.44 equals, I don't get your number. I get 8,639.40.
My client says fine.
All
So
right.
no dispute on that number, Your Honor.
All right. Now, as a practical matter, Ms. Henline isn't going to be able to pay this. But anyway, Ms. Henline, what's your position?
Well, after many months, I finally got my Social Security check as of Saturday. And I applied back in December. And it just went on and on and on because I had filled out the wrong form, or I had filled out the wrong form for disability and didn't realize it. So I had to redo it, and I finally got my check. And my check amount for the month is $2,155. No change. And I'm willing to try to get this paid down, but I don't know if they'll agree to that.
All right, well, let's talk about that. They have 56 days from the day to ask for the writ of eviction and 56 more days before they serve it. That's 112 days that they could agree to try to work with you to get caught up with this rent. As we discussed, this gives them the right to the lot, not anything in your trailer. So I'm not even frankly sure whether they can do it this way. As I indicated, there's a substantial argument that the law doesn't allow for non-payment of rent for a mobile home lot. It has to be done pursuant to the just cause termination. But that doesn't give the tenant the right to redeem the property. So I've been allowing it to allow the defendant to try to pay to get caught up. Another judge wrote a very reasoned opinion in another county that said you can't do it at all. The question is still unresolved. It needs to be resolved by a court rule, a statute, or a case. Maybe one of these cases will get appealed, but no one's going to appeal this because it's to the benefit of the defendant and the landlord. Mr. LeBray, I would ask if you would email me a judgment. I don't have one.
I would be delighted.
All right, it's at stjosephcountymi.gov.
Would you give me that again, please?
All right, 3B civil at stjosephcountymi.gov. It's on the notice. It's on the front page of the notice of hearing. Anyway, it's very helpful to have judgment information regarding the money and the judgment, but we're limping along here. All right, Ms. Henline. Maybe they will agree to work with you to try to get caught up on this arrearage. But they don't have to. By the letter of the law, they can move your trailer within 10 days. Under the other statute, you would have 90 days to move or sell the mobile home. This one just gives them the right to the lot. And as a practical matter, this mobile home probably can't be moved. So it's in everybody's interest to try to work out some sort of repayment. But they don't have to. They have 56 days from the day to ask for the writ of eviction and 56 days to serve it. So let's go through those numbers again. Rent through September is $7,144.14. Late fees and utilities are $1,255.82, and the court costs are $239.44. Let me add that up again. 7,144.14 plus 1,255.82 plus 239.44 is $8,639.40. That's the total. It's due within 10 days from the day, which is September 18th. Gives them the right to the lot. Now, all utilities back on? Ms. Henley?
No. I have to pay, no, I have to pay the gas and I don't have water, so.
You can't do that. The city's gonna come in and condemn your trailer. You can't live there with no gas, no electricity, and no water.
Oh, I have
You
electricity.
Oh, all right. You can't live there with no water. What do you need to do to get water?
Pay the bill, I imagine. But it's all wrapped up now in the lot rent. So you have to pay online.
Well, you're gonna need to resolve that. Because if you don't have water within 10 days, I suggest they proceed with removing your trailer. The city's gonna condemn this. You can't live.
They actually,
Go ahead.
apparently they own the water meters or whatever, and they charge us a flat rate of like, I don't know, $112, and then they add the amount you've used. So it's really costs a lot to have water because they've charged us so much more than water and sewer. They charge an extra $100 and some, which I don't have in front of me right now.
Three Rivers water is very expensive. So there's a $112 fee from the park before the city water?
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
462.
Have you got a private company managing your water system?
Yes, we did. We had it. It was called the. Yes, we did.
All right. Which company is that?
It was called Utilities.
Oh.
Company.
Oh boy. I've had a spate of recent problem.
It was a third.
Yes, it's a third party, but it's $112 a month. Holy smokes, Three River City water is expensive enough. You own your own trailer between late fees, lot rent, and utilities. Your rent is still pretty significant. I didn't realize they were charging $112 a month on top of the city utility.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if
Wait,
the other,
yeah, so
Your Honor, to please the court, our ledgers show an amount of $84.62 per month for the water, not this 112 number figure.
right,
no,
84.60.
they charged it
Stop.
twice a month. They charged it.
Not much anymore.
Well, all this inures to the disadvantage of, instead of the city coming and reading in every meter on every trailer, they just send water directly to the park. Then the park pays a private company to monitor the water usage. At least you guys have city sewer. Many of our parks, the rural parks, don't have septic service. I've been struggling with two of them right now where the septic is in bad shape. Ms. Henline, have you ever considered just trying to get an apartment somewhere?
No, you know, I've lived here more than half of my life and I've had
Yes.
trouble. And right now, my doctor, I can't even go anywhere without a wheelchair or my oxygen. And I just have everything I ever had, you know, here. And it's not laying around, it's put away, but I've had trouble without having any money to get anyone to help me clean
Yes, so you
my
haven't,
yard
this goes
where
with
it
our
needs
whole
to be
daily theme
better.
there of people struggling. No money, you have your $9,000 behind in lot rent and utilities. You were 8,000 last year. You finally got your social security. Maybe you can start paying on it. The park really doesn't want to move your mobile home, A, because there isn't anywhere to move it to, and B, it's very expensive to move it. But under the law, they could come and have a moving company hook up to the front end of your trailer and pull it out of there.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
Well,
I
the
think they'd
wheels
like to
might
pull
come
me
with
out of
that.
here.
Yeah, but that's what they've asked for. The other one, if they'd done it, would be a just cause termination, where you would have 10 days to vacate and 90 days to move or sell the mobile home. But they didn't do it that way. They did it this way. And then if you don't move it, they can move it. But so those are the numbers that I gave you. You're going to need to work with management to try to see if you can resolve this. But I didn't realize that at Meadow Lane, there was an additional monthly water fee. Our other premises, the apartments and housing rentals, the Three Rivers water is expensive. All right. Lois, the manager, is here and she's on top of this. She's regional manager. I'm not sure if they've got an on-site manager now, but it's in everybody's interest to try to resolve this. Mr. LeBray, you have anything to add? I guess she's gone, so, all right, well, let's do our next one.
This and this and this and this.
Hopefully something, maybe she can get caught up with, and maybe she got a lump sum payment, which gave her some additional money. The next one is Meadow Lane versus Rita. Oh, that was Rita headline. It's mixed up. Ms. Henline is
You
back.
got disconnected.
All right.
Hello?
Yes, is there anything
Yeah.
else you wish to say?
Well, I just wanted to give you the correct numbers on how they bill for the water. But I can't find it exactly.
Well, I can't hear you, Ms. Henline. I'm not getting a very good signal. So I got the number, you got the number. You need to work with your manager to see what you can do. But theoretically, 10 days from now, they would have the right to remove your trailer. But they have 56 days from today to ask for the writ of eviction and another 56 days to serve it. So that does give some wiggle room, but it's important you stay in contact with the management. All right, let's do our next one. Meadow Lane versus Johnson. And this is file number 251513LT. In this case, we learned again, there were substantial arrearages. Defendant was not present and has actually moved out 3 months ago and expected a default. What's the status here?
No change from when we were here before, Your Honor. By my knowledge, nobody has heard from them. We don't have a forwarding address, and simply another month of unpaid rent has rolled through.
All right, well, let's add that up. So lot rent here is $373 plus something.
We had the total rent due in June of 45, 47, 47.
All right, well, now we're in September.
Yep, so we've got 3 months thereafter.
Well, last month we determined through August that the rent was $5,690.21 plus water and sewer, which brought us to $6,642 plus costs brought us to $6,717. So we need to add $33.73.
Water or sewer. No water or sewer extra since they abandoned.
5690 plus 373 equals $6,063.21. All right, then 6642. This is like a treasure hunt every time. 6642.35 minus 5690. We had sewer and water at 952.14. And we had the court costs. I don't have the face sheet on this. I had to read a headline printed on it twice. So I don't know how much the utilities, I guess I can figure that out. 6717.65 minus 6642. That's not right. Yeah, I don't, how much was the service fee?
That's exactly what I was looking for.
Well, I usually have it on the face sheet and I can easily calculate it, but they printed Rita Henline's face sheet on here by mistake. So I had to read a headline twice. I didn't have Johnson.
It's John for Johnson. Not necessarily. Filing fees, yeah, it'd be different depending on the amount. So I am looking. This was done by attachments. They even send it to me. I don't see where they sent me the proof of service on this thing.
It was served by attachment by Sergeant Morse, 3944. $75 statutory attorney fee. Let's see if I can figure out the filing fee. It's
I
usually,
have a print receipt for that, and I've got $130 here.
all right, that sounds right. All right, so we got 130 plus 3944 plus 75 equals 244.44. All right, so we've got rent of $6,063.21 through September.
I'm sorry,
We got
6,063.
Utilities are $952.14. And court costs are $244.44. Let's add that up. $7,259.86. That took us almost 40 minutes. It should have taken about 12. We made it a lot harder than it had to be. Anyway, this gives you the right to possession of the lot on or after 10 days from today. So rent is $6,063.21. Utilities are $952.14. Court costs are $244.44. And
I'm sorry, I thought you had said a couple of minutes ago it was 63.21 for rent. What was the other number you just gave, Your Honor?
$6,063.21 for rent. Utilities are $952.14.
Got it.
So another 26. Oh, hell. What I got is I got two Rita Henlines. I had Rita Henline on Travis Johnson. I got it twice. So I didn't have one for Travis Johnson. But there's also Ashley Johnson, who's another occupant. And lo and behold, there was another $26 to serve her. So our court costs are $244.44 plus, boy, this is a lot harder. It had to be $26. Run out of ink. 244.44 plus 26 for service of the other party is 270.44. So costs are 270.44. So let's try that again. 6063.21 in rent through September. 952.14 in utilities and 270.44 in costs equals 7,285.79. And this gives you possession of the lot within 10 days. So you're gonna have to get somebody to move it. And I don't know where you move it to or what you do with it, but the way this was filed, it's a non-payment of rent on the lot. So I'll give you the relief you request by default. And we'll hope for the best. So same thing, Mr. LeBray, if you would email me a judgment.
I will do so, Your Honor. It may, I've got to be in Ann Arbor for some medical stuff, so it'll be a couple of days before I can get those mailed to you. Just so that you know there'll be a slight delay.
That's fine. We'll wait for them. All right. All right, we managed to struggle our way through it. Let's see what happens. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your
Um,
Honor.
as I indicated, we spent a lot of time at the conference on mobile home parks, and they certainly are going to be more and more problematic. But
probably. What was that joke? I think I told this one before. What does a lesbian and a mechanic have in common? They both use Snap-on tools.
Don't compromise quality insurance for savings or your time for this ad. Hit that skip button.
Then it may be that she doesn't owe you any rent and you might owe her. So I don't know if you want to continue with this argument, do you?
I just want to terminate her
And
tenancy.
there's a lot of things wrong there, but Your Honor, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I don't want to stay there. The heat don't work.
Okay, so how much time will it take you to move?
You mentioned the name. Yeah, all these things on Valentine's Day. I don't know what that's about. Anyway,
all right. So what's
plaintiff's claim now on this?
Well, right now I've got 4421.03 plus 179 for $4,603 total, and that includes the $1,000 that was paid on the 11th. I believe you guys intended to do that before the next hearing.
Okay, so right, because what had happened is did that in February rent clicked in. Got it. Okay. How are you gonna?
So my husband gets paid again on the 21st, so that's next week. We're gonna pay another $1,000. And I have an appointment with Hawk March 5th with Autumn. Because by then we'll have the 3,000. It'll be down to the 3. I
Oh, but
did
it
the intake.
won't be.
Um,
And the only reason I say that is your husband gets paid next week on the 21st, right?
Yeah, we'll make more than the additional after the 21st, obviously, because March is also kicking in.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And so how much is your monthly rent?
With everything, it's about 670.
670?
And then we have a mortgage outside of that.
But the mortgage, is it included in this?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, no.
So
I wish.
well, I'm trying to figure out how we get this figured in. On the 31st of January, you were going to pay $1,000. The claimed amount, Mr. Ingram, that was given to the court at that time was $38.19, including cost.
I have the paper.
Hang on. We were going to pay $1,000 by the 7th, which would have brought her down to $28.19. If she had paid it that day, it would have brought her down to $28.19. If her monthly rent is about, I'll just say $700, then that might bring her to 35, but I don't get to 46. It's just my math.
Are you speaking to me?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm asking Mr. Ingram that partially because of what you said, and I see why you're saying it, that if her rent is, if they pay $1,300 by the 21st, even then when March kicks in, that's why you're saying you'd be at 3,000. With the figures that Mr. Ingham's giving me, that wouldn't work, because if her March rent clicks in with the figure that I have now, she's going to be at about 5,200. Pay 1,000, she's going to be at 4,000 somehow.
So what's your question, Judge?
My question to you is, on the 31st of January, plaintiff gave me a claimed amount of
I believe that
$38.19.
right. I think the numbers at the last hearing, I may have given an error, and I apologize.
Okay.
You have the correct figures now.
Got it. And then she was going to pay the 1,000 by the 7th, which then would have, okay. So let me ask you this, man. The 46.
A man dealing with daily foot pain and neuropathy symptoms started using the EMSense wearable therapy device.
93 or whatever it is. You agree with that figure?
Yeah, we have 4,672 cents.
That's owed.
That's due, yes.
Okay, so you agree that that's what's due?
Correct.
Okay, all right. So you're going to pay 1,000 by the 21st.
Yes.
All right. So,
or not on the before it, but my husband gets paid the 21st. So thereafter, yes, it will be paid 1,000, and then we have to make up the gap difference by the 5th for Hawk to cover the 3, because he doesn't get paid again until the 7th.
Right, and I guess that's what I'm getting at. Is if I just bring your March rent in, you're going to be at around 5,300. You pay 1,000 off of that, you're going to be around in the $4,300 range. And then that means is that by on the 6th, if you're approved, you still got to come up with $1,300.
Yes, which I won't be able to do until the 7th. And that was something Hawk is aware of. Also, truthfully, I'm hoping my taxes come in by then. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Let's do it this way then. Since there was a mess up on the numbers, because I probably would have said something earlier. The math, what you were going to do, the math made sense to me.
Okay.
But with this new number, I see so that's where we're at. I'm going to adjourn you out to the 28th. Okay. 2025 at 2 p.m. And that way, just check and see where we are, knowing we're going to click into March, and then you've got your Hawk appointment on the 6th, right? 5th.
At 10, yeah, with all.
Okay. So then if we have to go out one more week, at that point, we'd expect a payment. We might know something from Hawk.
We should be able to come back to full circle, yes, by then.
Let's hope, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all. All right.
Yeah.
See you in a couple weeks.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Park at Sagebrush Circle versus, is it Emily Jackson McDonald? That one. And James McDonald. Donald, no response. Strike Diggs default.
We would like to move for a default, Judge.
All right. Yes. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Currently, I'm showing the rent to retain this matter is at $4,244.02. Cost is $230 for a definite total of $4,476.02 for it to issue in 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default. Possession redemption amount in the amount requested with the issue 10 days. Court calls the case West Ridge Mobile Home Park versus Ada Miller.
Right there.
Hello, Ada Miller here.
Hello. All right. What's plaintiff's claim?
Right now, we're at $1,005.80, cost of $183 for a total of $1,188.80.
$1,188. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. And Ms. Miller, how are you going to get that paid?
Well, I do have questions because at the last meeting, it was $904.
Yeah, I noticed that too. What was your just base? Hang on a second, Ms. Miller. What was the numbers you just gave me? What was the amount of rent versus cost?
$1,005.80, Judge.
$1,005. Okay. All right. And then you had the cost it. So apparently the number that I have or had at the last hearing did not include cost.
Oh, okay.
So what happened did not include your court costs. So the $994.73, which is what I have in my file, but I wasn't the judge that day, would have been just your base rent. There's court costs also on that. But the difference between what the base rent they're claimed last week and now, there's had to be a late fee. It looks like a late fee got put in.
So we had a meeting in December where you were going to write a writ, $663 for January 13th. Paid that. And then the following week, I paid the remaining balance of January, which was $403. And then the office sent me a note telling me that I still owe $300 for court costs for something for January. And we had never went to court for January.
Okay. I'm not sure I know anything about that. Because I don't have the previous case.
No worries. So the total is now $1,183.
I think it's $88.
Correct.
88.
Okay. I planned on paying the $944 on the 21st. $994 on the 21st, but I won't be able to pay the remaining balance. I guess that would be the court fees until March 7th when I receive my next check. And that's the same week that I should be receiving my income tax.
Okay, let's do it this way. All right, Ms. Miller. How much is your monthly rent?
$580.
Okay.
plus a water bill, but that's included. That's not included in the
I
580.
get, okay, I got you. So that's your monthly rent. So let's do this. You're gonna pay the $995 on the 21st.
Yes, sir.
All right. The earlier you can pay that, the better off. Okay.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll adjourn this case to February 21st, 2025 at 1 p.m. So if you could, do you get your check where you can pay it on the 20th or you got to pay it on the 21st?
I have to pay it on the 21st.
Okay. Can you do it before noon?
I should be able to.
Okay. Get that paid before noon. Let's come back on the 21st and let's just then figure out what we're going to do with that court cost balance and knowing that we may go into March before you get another check. Okay? Let's work
Okay.
it that way for you. Okay?
That works for me, sir. Can I have a Zoom meeting as well? Is that possible?
You'll have to submit the form, the request.
I'll do that. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Ms. Miller, it may be, and I just want to think about it. It may be on that day. I may say I'm just going to issue a judgment for that amount, lock that figure in without March. Okay. But I just want to see where we're at. Okay.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Take care. You have a great weekend.
You do the same.
Westridge Mobile Home Park versus Jacob Veneer.
Style starts with the details. The difference between mid and next level, a real goal.
Laura Vernier here on behalf of Jacob Vernier.
Okay. I need a camera. Is that Jacob? Is Jacob there?
He is currently asleep. He's got to work tonight.
Okay. And you're his wife or?
I'm his wife.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we had 1630.66 last time. What's our balance at this time?
I am showing 1748.32, cost of 183 for 1931.32.
1931.42. Okay, these numbers aren't.
There was a late fee added on the 11.
Gotcha. Okay. So the base rent you have right now is what? 17 something? Or 1693? Well, how much is the late fee, I guess?
Your Honor, this is Cindy from Westridge, the property manager. It's the new water bill that's been added. They were added 2 days
Got
ago.
it. Okay.
It was 4280.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right. Ms. Veneer, how are you guys intending on getting this paid?
I do have an application in with DHS. Actually, Cindy just emailed me this morning the paperwork that they needed. She was out of the office yesterday, so she was unable to get it to me then. I did actually just go today and put 400 down on it. My husband gets paid next Thursday morning, and I plan on putting either 400 to 600 down on it, depending on how much his paycheck is. And then as soon as I hear from SCR, Hawk wants to know whether SCR is going to cover it or whether they're going to be able to step in. But I get my income taxes the first week of March, and I planned on, regardless of paying it off and paying forward.
Okay. So do you have a Hawk appointment already or have you had it?
I do not. They wanted me to get a determination from SCR, from DHS, to check out whether they were going to be able to cover it because it's not such a high amount, or whether Hawk was going to step in to help cover some of it.
All right. So here's what you do. You paid 400 today.
Yes, and I plan on
400 to 600. Hang on. Hang on. I heard you. I'm just repeating. You pay 400 to 600 on the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to drive this balance down. And I see what they're saying. How many people are in your household?
6. I just had a.
Okay, that's why Hawk is waiting. Because if you drive this down under about 1,000, SER with 6 people in the household can pay up to 1,000, so they might cover it.
Okay.
I got it. So I'll adjourn this out to the 21st, 2025 at 1 p.m. Okay, that's an in-person hearing, and let's see exactly where you are at that time. By that time, the 400 would have gone in. You would have gotten the other payment in. We'll see exactly where we are, and hopefully SER will have answered.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Court does call the case of Applied Financial Strategies versus Denise Boggs. Hey, Judge. How you doing, sir?
Good, you?
Okay. You guys are about to let me. All right. Your name? All right. Where are we on this case?
At this point, he's filed an answer, and there's approximately over $12,000 owed at this point.
You can sit down, you can stand, whatever. Okay, so would we be ready to go to trial on this?
Whenever your court.
Okay, you're claiming you don't owe the money, is that correct?
There's no way I owe all of that money, no.
Okay, so you're still in the premises?
Yes.
All right, so.
If she can provide evidence, Your Honor, of the payments since April, the lease calls for payments of $1,280 a month. If she can provide evidence of payment, I'll take it back to the client.
I'm not saying the payment that was made, I'm saying the conditions and the fact of how I moved into my lease to begin with, the fact that my DTE was shut off for over 3 weeks with no solution. So I have a mice infestation in my apartment right now.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you still want to reside there or no?
No, I just would like time to be able to get my stuff out. I had already filed my taxes so that I can find somewhere else to go.
Okay, all right, Ms. Boggs, I got you. Okay. How many people are in your house?
5.
You and who?
My 3 kids and the roommate.
Okay. So, Ms. Boggs, sometimes people are fighting because they really are set in there. But you all right? All right. Sometimes people are fighting in these cases because they're set in their positions, right? Sometimes people are fighting because they got kids, they don't want to be out. They're kind of at a point where I got to try to get myself and my family settled someplace else.
Think this chip is BS? Watch this.
I put this in my ears, and I haven't asked anyone to repeat themselves in over.
Which one of those would describe you better?
I have to get my family somewhere.
You really want to just be able to get someplace where you.
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about my other hardships, right?
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Can I make a suggestion? If we can get an order up for a date certain for her to move out of the property, my client is willing to basically cut the amount of rent that's owed in half and to take a judgment for half that amount. And in addition, obviously, she can't come up with it all at once, so we'd have to work out a payment program of some sort.
So, Ms. Boggs, you understand what the attorney was saying? Okay. So let me put it to you in a different way. At least as I see it in counsel, correct me if I'm wrong in what he said. Well, there would need to be a date certain that you would be moving. Okay. They would be willing to cut what's owed in half. Okay. And work out some way that can get paid. all right? And the other part to that is that if there were a judgment of the court saying that you had to pay a certain amount, and let's say you guys couldn't agree upon a monthly payment plan, you have the option to come to the court and then I make the decision. Okay? So let me ask you, is that a safer way to go for you?
Yeah.
Okay, is that, I don't want, if you want to try the case, I don't have a problem doing that.
I'm sure that I owe some money, but I'm not sure that I owe all of it.
And right now you don't have it, right?
Correct.
Okay, and you just need a place for your family. Okay, all right. So Ms. Boggs, let me ask you this. How much time do you think that you're gonna need to try to, because you were waiting on your
filed my
tax.
taxes. I'm just waiting in the things.
If you just listen, he's not talking about the money, right?
Okay.
Right, I'm not talking about the money, but I think part of the taxes for you
Yeah.
is being able to move.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much is monthly rent? So you said 12?
$1,280, $1,280.
Okay. Ms. Boggs, right now, do you have any income right now or no?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If I told you you had to pay a month's rent, could you do that or no?
Today? No.
No. Okay. Because here's what I'm inclined to do, but you'd have to pay for that time, certainly, that you'd be there. Okay, I get you're trying to wait on your taxes to be able to move to do that. I get all of that, I understand. But the $1,280, we got to figure out, if I gave you 30 days to move, how could you pay the $1,280?
Can I do like 200 or 250 a week? I have that.
Okay, let's do this.
Can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
He'll move out, if we get an order that we get rid of eviction on 30 days. We agree that we take a judgment for half the amount of the rent that's owed. And she pays, and we add that, we can add whatever for this month onto that, but she pays $500 until then. I think that would probably, if she can afford that, she can do that. That'll work.
Raj, how's that sound? Did you understand that? He talks kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
You know? Yeah. All right.
Right now, there's about $12,000. We had the one more month for, if you're there for 30 days, we add another month onto that amount. We're going to then divide that in half. That'll be the only amount that you'll owe.
Okay.
And in the interim, you'll pay $500
Between now and the 30
between
days?
now and the 30th.
Okay. Yes.
That work out for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Fair for you?
Yes.
Okay, you can do that. All right.
Okay. So why don't we do this? Why don't I pass this matter? If you two can go out, draft a judgment for me to sign, and that way I can go through it with you in detail, make sure you understand everything on it.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you have a form for that here?
Do we have a judgment form? Lucas used to bring his own stuff. He doesn't do that anymore.
Thanks, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right. Ms. Boggs, you okay with that? You're okay? Yeah,
No, but
I threw that in his way. All right. So, and understand this, Ms. Boggs. I know Mr. Lucas. He's been before me before, and if I didn't think that he'd treat you right, he's got to represent his client. But I wouldn't send you out there to talk with him.
I
Okay.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
Not a problem. All right. And then you'll come back in. I'll pass this matter. Thank you. Hello, Ms. Davis. All right. What do we?
If you want meat that's better for you and the planet, listen up, because at Wild Pastures, we are building.
Where are we at in this one, Judge?
Yes.
Judge, there's a high balance. There's a balance of, right now, with court costs of $199,111. There is a recert that needs to be signed, and there was communication with office, and from what I'm being told from my client is that Ms. Davis indicated to the individual that was going to bring the paperwork to her unit to have her sign. She was told to call Ms. Davis, and if Ms. Davis doesn't answer, then not to come. So the paperwork hasn't been signed. I did speak with Ms. Davis briefly. I asked for a date that she could get it signed, preferably next week, because this is actually, I believe, a September recertification, so it needs to get done. And wouldn't give me an exact date, so I would ask the court to so that we can put it on the record that I have an exact date when she'll sign this.
Ms. Davis, what's going on?
I'm so upset. I'm sick of them. My daughter died in October, Justin. You know, it's just very hard trying to, get back into life. They know I'm disabled. I've been trying to work with these people forever. One thing about me, I have no problem with communicating. They're difficult. The only person that's actually really has been nice is him. That's it. When I spoke with them, they had asked me why I hadn't been over there. I had explained to them, normally they drop my paperwork off for me because I'm unable to physically walk over there. I have a caregiver. When I came here last time, you seen my caregiver. I remember. That's one of my daughters. My oldest daughter died in October. And I explained that to them. And I'm sorry, but I'm mad. And I don't understand why do I have to be here with this, because it's simply been resolved by a phone call, by a conversation. They have no problem with being harassful, with coming over, pretending to be HUD, with sending Jonathan over. Jonathan has been working there long as I've been living there. And I've never had an issue out of these people up until they have started this management in January. I've been out here going on 13 years, Judge Simpson.
I know.
And it's like, come on. This ain't even my disposition, but like I said, my daughter died 4 months ago. So I'm not fully myself right now. And I'm really trying to be kind.
All right. Davis, let me tell you something. I get it. I understand your pain. I do. Okay. And I always try to, look for what good things I can see. Right. So, however it came about that all of a sudden you had to come back down here and see me, I'm glad, because I'm glad to see you today.
I appreciate that.
All right. And all I want is to try to find a way that to let you continue with your process, but let's try to get the paperwork signed. That's all I want to see happen. So, Ms. Davis, you tell me what's going to be the easiest way for you to have that happen.
Well, today, like I said, my daughter took off work. The daughter you seen,
yeah,
I'll call her. I have her take me over there now. The rent that has not been paid, my rent is paid up until December. I didn't pay December, January, February, but because I had to pay to get my oldest daughter cremated. But I pays my rent. I do that.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, this just could have been a conversation.
But see, if they had the conversation, now I don't get to see you.
Well, that's true.
Okay, then I'm glad y'all didn't have the conversation. Okay, so I understand what you're telling me. So let's do this. You think you can get over there today?
Yes. When I leave out of here, I'm gonna call my daughter. Yeah, she the one brung me.
Right. But
I'll have her take over
make
as soon as I leave out of here.
Okay, hold on.
He will be there as soon as.
He'll be there as soon as we're done with the cases. He's gonna go over there. Okay. So you'll have somebody over there. Daughter will take you over there, get it signed. And then that's gonna readjust her rent, this amount, isn't it? We think,
It'll readjust what's owed.
what's owed, okay.
And what is owed is December's, February, and
Well, hold
January's
on,
rent.
hold on. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. I wanna see the research get done.
Okay.
Let's do the calculation, figure out what's owed, then we're gonna figure out how we're gonna try to take care of all that. We'll take it step by step. You do that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, I know you will. I just have to ask you. All right, so what I'm gonna do is you're gonna go over and sign that today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna adjourn this out 2 weeks, let them get all the numbers together and everything to the 28th, 2025 at 3. Is that right? 3 p.m. Okay? And then you can come back in and you get to see me. All right? How's that?
We are gardeners.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
We've been using iExcel for as long as my kids have been in school, as just a supplement to their learning.
That work? Okay. You have a good weekend and a great Valentine's Day, okay, Miss Davis? Jonathan Weber versus Vicky Caro.
Jonathan Weber here.
She's in. Okay, gotcha. All right. Caro and Vicky and Rodney Caro. All right, your name again, sir?
Jonathan Weber. She's on the thing. Oh, I do see.
Pardon?
I didn't see her until.
Yeah, she's there. All right. This is a termination case. Miss Carroll, what's your position on the termination? Oh, you have to unmute, Miss Carroll.
Now, can you hear
Got
me
it.
now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I applied for SER and they called me and they told me that he didn't have a certificate of compliance to rent.
Okay.
I just want to terminate her
And
tenancy.
there's a lot of things wrong there, but Your Honor, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I don't want to stay there. The heat don't work.
Okay, so how much time will it take you to move?
I want to, how about the end of March?
End of March?
Yes.
Well, Your Honor, she's not paying rent. She's not paying utilities. She owes me over $4,500. She's already
No, I
had.
don't.
She's already had. Oh,
You wouldn't stay
Okay,
there.
so sir, let me ask you this. Do you have a certificate of compliance?
no, sir, I
Then
didn't.
it may be that she doesn't owe you any rent and you might owe her. So I don't know if you want to continue with this argument, do you?
I just wanted
Do
to.
you want to continue with this argument? Because if she asserts that, it may be that you will owe her money.
All right, I will-
So it's up to you what you want to do, but I'm just telling you.
Okay, so she's going to agree to be out by the end of March?
She says she needs to the end of March to do it.
I
So
get
there'll be a
paid,
judgment that she's
make that
out
the
at the end of
3rd,
March?
The what?
the 3rd of April.
Because you get a check the 3rd of April.
Yes, sir.
He's not going to be able
What
to
does
do
she
it
need a
until
check
then. What?
What does she need a check for? She's not paying me.
Get him,
You
Judge.
know what?
Get him,
Okay.
Judge.
I just wanted her out so I could.
No, I'm going to tell you what. You want to keep.
I'm
you-
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, sometimes you just got to understand when somebody else may have the upper hand. But if you don't seem to want to understand that, I'll set the case.
No, I
We'll just go
understand.
through it.
I understand you.
No, he don't.
What's my closest date to the end of the last Friday in March that I have?
He don't have a clue.
Oh, that's right. It'd be the same as this one. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn it. If you can get out early, I'd suggest that you do, but I'm going to adjourn it to March 28th, 2025 at 3 p.m. All right? Then we'll see where your progress is on moving, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to see you out by that date.
I'd like to be going by then too. It's cold.
Okay, but I'm
in
just
hell.
telling you. I don't know why the two of you keep wanting to talk to me. I gave you to March 28th.
Both of you have a great weekend.
You too, Your Honor.
Damn. Damn, Judge Simpson don't play with that. The thing is, I already looked into it, but I think you have to pay the $55 or whatever it is a month to get that. I had to set it up. I had to pay for it and get the internet. They had to send me the equipment. Unfortunately, Spectrum don't want to lose me as a customer, but never came up with any options to lower my bill. It was last time I talked with somebody, it was a lame ass offer. So I just don't have, I have a lot of things going on right now in my life. If I set up a give send go, then I'm considered grifting, and I don't want that hanging over my head. Well, I wouldn't need a phone. I would just need the internet. I have a cell phone. I've been with Cricket for years. I've never had a problem with Cricket. It's just something I'm going to have to look into. It's something I'm going to have to. I just don't have. Well, the Spectrum doesn't end in this. The Spectrum will end right away. As soon as I call them and tell them I don't want to pay for it anymore, they will cut it off. So I'd have to get the new equipment and get it set up and hooked up to the computer before I could end Spectrum, because Spectrum will end. As soon as I call them and tell them I don't want your service anymore, they will end it. It's just something I'm going to just. Jesus. It's just something that I'm going to have to work on my own when I have time to work on it. I just don't have time anymore. I got too much stuff going on right now. I'm trying to save this. I'm trying to get this channel out of the slum that it's in. Yeah, I know. It's just something I'm going to have to look into. I just don't, right now, I just don't have the time. I don't want to do a gift send go because I don't want to be considered grifting. People need to understand this channel is not monetized. I don't have 500 people on this subscribers that I could partially monetize. And in actuality, you don't make all that much money off of YouTube. Believe me, I was monetized back in 2016. You don't make all that much money. And right now, I'm paying for everything. I'm paying for the internet. I'm paying for StreamYard. And see, if I go free with StreamYard, I can't use the intro and the outro that Moose Lady made for me. I just talked to her. She's supposed to be going live tomorrow, but I won't be here. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I'm going to probably schedule Judge Fletcher's docket for either 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock tomorrow. It depends. But that's it for today. I don't know what's going to be. I guess when I'm done with the doctors and I'm home from the appointment, I guess I will go ahead and schedule it. I don't like Streamlab. I had a lot of difficulty scheduling. I had a lot of problems scheduling events with with Restream. Streamlabs, I kept having a problem scheduling it. Or was that Restream? I don't think I've ever used. No, I'm not going to take the day off. I can't afford to. I need to keep doing what I'm doing. What was that? Streamlabs. Let's look into it. I will look into it for a second. I can look into Streamlabs. Yeah, absolutely, John. I agree with that. And that's why I was telling Trin in an email, those people that were, I rebanned them because I don't trust them. Well, I'll look into Streamlabs. Let me write that down. I forget. Yeah, I had Restream and I didn't like it because I couldn't schedule the events. So I will look into that once I go offline. I already looked it up once. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like StreamYard. I like StreamYard because it's easier to, but I'll check into Streamlabs and see. But that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Well, like I said, I'll look into it, but that's going to be it for today's live stream. I'll go to the doctor's tomorrow, and when I come home, if it's at a decent time, I would just go ahead and schedule Judge Fletcher's docket. I may not do it. I might just go on to the next day. I might take the day off. I don't know. But that's it again. That's it for today. I will see you again real soon, everybody. If you're not a subscriber to this channel and you like the content that's being broadcasted on this channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and helping this channel grow. I would like to see it grow. I want to see it grow on its own. Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment, and I think I might just take the day off and relax after that. Missing one day isn't going to make that much of a difference, since a lot of people come into the stream during the week anyway. But you all have, like I said, that's it for today. I'll see you again real soon. Have a good evening. I will see you. Some I will see you on the weekend. Some I'll see you during the week. So you all have a wonderful evening and get a good night's rest. I will see you again soon. Ta-ta, ciao, ciao, and try to behave yourselves while I'm gone. Don't make me come after you with my belt. So you all have a good week have a good week coming up.
Never give up on this heart of mine. Put it back together every single time. Fix it all, fixing your album, standing tall, tall. To all you do, from the highest peak, I can see it through. With your care and touch, everything's